example. But with Omni Knight, especially because they banned out the Iroh, so they know they're not going to be laning against an Iroh Gyro, for example. I think the Rubik's always a solid hero to enable the position 3, and I think Omni Knight, forwards just want to be able to fight, want to be able to play the game. And the issue with the last game, their lanes were somewhat weak, and they never were able to muster anything, and they were so far behind they couldn't play any game, any Dota. So now Omni Knight Rubik, it's just a comfortable opening for them. You know, it's a strong lane, gives them sustain, and it enables the core to have presence within the game. It sets them up for potentially like a carry Leshrac or even a Huskar strat, because you have that sustain and that enabling supporting hero that should be able to buy auras if if the game goes long enough, that forZe can actually take part in some of these fights.
So it forZe a pretty straightforward draft this time around. It's all looking like it's going to fall into place then pretty simply. And Witch Doctor, wow, they're just pulling out heroes which we're not really seeing that much anymore.
It's for the lanes. They're going Witch Doctor because they want to get that Maledict. Yep. Mars, very tanky hero, but if you get a Maledict on him with any layered damage on top, he will die. Shaman, he likes to be chip damage and Witch Doctor as well. If you get points in Voodoo Restoration early on, Witch Doctor also hits pretty hard. You're going to have a nice right-click battle, and let's say you compare that with on forZe, they could even just go for like a casual Gyrocopter, for example. Like it's an aggressive lane. Gyro needs to have something to help him. Omni Knight is that enabling factor. So yeah, I think Gyro is really strong here for forZe. Really cuts through the Chen creeps. Can lane pretty well against the Mars Shaman. Really strong tri lane if they want to actually bring the Rubik down to start for the first wave, like they did in the previous game on FlyToMoon side.
Yeah.
Other options would be, for example, like a classic Juggernaut, sorry. And then you have the healing ward on top to get that kind of push going. The issue there is you don't really have a tempo setter, and also you lack building damage, you lack initiation, you lack quite a lot. But like if I touch on the Gyro again, it's you don't really care about initiation because the Gyro very mobile. He just runs into the fight, and your initiation is just him appearing with his ultimate with the cooldown. Again, they might not go for that. I'm trying to think of other options. So I think it's Gyro, it's Juggernaut. Void could be an option. But yeah, there's the Gyro.
There it is. Alrighty. Keeping it nice and simple, but nice and easy. But then again, if you're reading it, then I'm sure FlyToMoon are as well. And they've had plenty of time to think about a counter pick for this Gyro.
Yeah, FlyToMoon most likely will go for. I expect them. Juggernaut is probably one of the hot options, but again, with the Omni Knight covering the Gyro, you're going to have that Guardian's Angel going to cover the Gyro from that physical damage, so the Omni Slash isn't so good. But I still think it's pretty good in the concept of it gives you that forward push. We saw it in the previous series where aggressive mode was able to utilize a Jug Chen combination to kind of put in pressure, but no, instead they're just going to opt for the Death Prophet. A real bread and butter pick for FlyToMoon. They've picked it, I think, in their last 2 games straight now, they've had a Death Prophet, and they've just highlighted how Iceberg, playing the Death Prophet, solid laning phase, and it simplifies every single move they make. They've now got Shaman, they've got Death Prophet. Anytime they want to take an objective, it pretty much is theirs. forZe rely so heavily on this Gyrocopter being present to defend a tower that if you bring more, like your entire team on FlyToMoon, only a Gyrocopter alone cannot defend towers. They have no way to defend any objective. I think forZe, they need to really utilize this last pick to either bring in a nice cheese hero to set some tempo, to set a winning lane in their favor, or at least pick a hero that can push out lanes and can stunt the push potential that FlyToMoon are presenting.
Yeah, I mean, it's about trying to build your wall, right? Like, get a bit of Trump in here, build your brick wall, keep FlyToMoon out. FlyToMoon, they're going to be hammering on those buildings. I'm really interested to see what the FlyToMoon carry is now. And, well, I won't have to wait very long, as it's going to be a Riki.
Okay.
I like this a lot. I think this is really good.
Nice.
Gyro without the IO, because you're so used to seeing with the IO, right? You're always like, oh, Gyro, he's so fast. But without the IO, he's still fast-ish. But when he's slowed down by a Riki, especially with the Diffusal as well, he's going to be spending a lot of time in that smoke cloud. And as a hero that likes to just sit in the front and fire out flat cannons, that's not going to be that great.
10 seconds. I think a misconception is the Gyro needs an IO. I think Gyro's such a strong hero that you don't really need the IO. And the itemization coming out from Gyro is in this game, it'll probably be like maybe an early drum BKB, which means there's we needed a lane winner. Like they ban out Meepo because they want to ban out Cheese, but like I mentioned, you need a lane winner. forZe Broodmother, perfectly fine. But the thing is, they could potentially put the Death Prophet side lane and put the Mars middle just to try and deal with those spiders early on. Isn't a great lane, but it's still better than having your Death Prophet there. No, yeah, this Gyrocopter, he's going to have a perfectly fine time. Early BKB itemization, not going to really care too much about the Ricky.
Yeah.
I think it's a completely different game from the first game. forZe actually they have a way to approach early team fights. They're going to be able to crush a certain lane with a Broodmother, I would like to think. And this Ricky, unless he gets a really good start, a really early diffusal blade, trying to jump the likes of Rubik and Witch Doctor, he's never going to have kill potential due to this Omni Knight always being a nuisance within the back lines.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Even if you jump the Omni Knight,
choice.
sorry, go on.
I was just kind of chiming in. I was ad-libbing,
yeah.
you know. Like doing rap songs, and there's that guy in the back going, "Oh yeah,
my man, you're my hype man." All right,
yeah,
all right,
exactly,
all right.
exactly.
And even if the Omni Knight gets jumped by the Ricky, like it's not like he's going to be able to kill him in that time because he's naturally quite a tanky hero.
TeaGuvnor.
And he could very easily itemize with a 4-staff. Drops Mike.
Yeah, I mean, straight up, this is don't drop your mic. Straight up, this is a pretty solid looking draft from forZe. I'm hoping to get a much closer game than game number one, because game number one was a thorough washing. I still see ways for FlyToMoon to stomp this game, especially these lanes. Brood, though, should have a pretty free time at mid. Is it going to be versus Death Prophet, or are they going to try and lane the Mars into the Brood Mother? That's my question.
They're probably having that discussion right now. I would like to see the Mars go mid, just because obviously you have a lot of wave clear.
Yeah.
With the spam of your Rebuke and your Spear, you can deal with the spiders. There's always the point in time where as soon as you waste one of those spells, the Brood can capitalize on that.
Yeah.
But depending on how skilled the Broodmother player is, you can bait out a couple of your spiderlings, kill them, boom, the real army arrives. Also, lack of cosmetics on the Broodmother, he does mean business. 41 and 18. This guy clearly probably has a firm understanding of most of the annoying matchups for him. But let's look now. Who's heading towards the mid lane? Yes, it is the Mars, as expected.
Woo, let's go. I'm interested to see it. General mid on the Mars, and he's going to be trying to deal with these spiders as best he can. I think this is the best choice they have. I wonder how well Bulwark works first. You know, I pay so little attention to the active of Bulwark. It's a very interesting one. Like, redirect 70% of attack projectiles aimed at Mars's allied towards Mars. Like, what?
Yeah, so when he activates it.
Oh yeah, I know in theory what it does, but it doesn't have like a actual animation or anything, does it?
He just freezes. Like, he just becomes very static. It's very obvious.
The projectiles don't come over towards. They don't redirect towards him though, which I find is a weird thing. It's like, it makes it very hard to visualize.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Right, okay.
So I have seen a Mars in one of my games just die to a tower from 100 to 0 because he used Bulwark whilst the tower was fortified and split-shotting all our creeps. That was entertaining. Yeah.
Oh, God. That
was a good one.
Well, let's see if General can whip that one out this game.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
I'm not sure we want to go for this 119. Vanscore going for the little wraparound play, but always want to fly. He's on the mark. Always want to get runes more like. And he's going to have to fight with Vanscore for it, but with the blocks, he gets it easily. And that is 3 bounty runes going towards the Radiant and only 1 going towards the Dire. Easy, the alone rune grabber. So, yeah, Gibkey starting off in the mid lane and going for the blocks. Nothing leveled up yet. I wonder what he's going to level. And incapacitating bite.
Cool. Yeah, both filings. Pretty cool.
Amazing. Anyways, he's going to be chilling.
I was expecting web, but...
yeah, I was expecting web. I was actually kind of a...
Nah, when he has the mango build, like, you just want to get as much CS as possible, so... Like, if you went web level 1, the Mars will, like, dumpster you, so... I can see why he does it, just for the matchup. He wants to be able to actually get this early CS.
Oh, Ricky, my goodness, he's getting very, very low under the tower here as they try to go for the starting 3-man gank with 19 Vanscore and 2, but are unable to find the Ricky. And thankfully, they've got the chance. They can just yo-yo him back to the lane, although he's not fully healed yet. Wait. Oh, no. He didn't come back to, but he's straight back into the fire. He comes back into the lane and immediately gets dropped below half HP. Thankfully, he's got a Tango and a Chen next to him, so he's healing up pretty quickly. And now Chu TPs himself away.
When a team is forced into a tri-lane, and then your position 4 and 5 both have a headdress, it hurts to see. Shaman and Chen both packing a headdress right now. When you see on the other side, it's like they knew they were starting with the tri-lane, therefore they are ready with not having these double up on builds.
Yeah, brown boots on Chu to try and increase their kill potential, chase down and all that good stuff. So, Iceberg, he's going to be pretty happy that he's left alone in this bottom lane, though, as he's just going to kind of chill, take a bit of Chu's HP, get that Spirit Siphon going, enjoying life. Meanwhile, at mid, General fighting against Gibkey, and wow, 18-3, this Mars is killing it, but of course, don't be baited, chat. That's not the case, is it? These are spiders.
Yeah, but if you look at the web placement from Gibkey, he understands that he can't play into the river and aggressive, so he's going to farm out his wave and then play for his own jungle camp. So just adapting the Broodmother style just to ensure that he capitalizes on his own farm and doesn't do anything too crazy to accelerate the Mars's farm. The worst thing he could do is continuously play in the lane and feed away these early spiders, gaining a net worth advantage from the Mars.
Precisely. Meanwhile, Shaman gets a rocket thrown at his face. Not quite sure it's going to result in anything much. Everything is pretty relaxed. So, who needs to take control of the early game here and kind of, you know, push the pressure in the first kind of 10-20 minutes of this game?
Well, it'll be FlyToMoon for sure. It's the fact that Broodmother is quite it's a laning hero, but especially when you put the Mars there, it doesn't have much pressure, so it's going to farm up, which means... Go on.
Pretty good, pretty good.
All right, which means you're not going to be able to make plays. And think about forZe, right? Even though Brood's a decent pick overall, if you put the Mars there, it can't take your tower. As they go into the Riki top, Riki doesn't really do that much in this lane. Gyrocopter is the beast of a tri-lane hero, and Chen Riki is kind of underwhelming for sure. Yeah, like Omni can't make moves. Witch Dr. Rubik can't really make moves, so you're reliant on this Gyro having a good lane. And he currently is being quite a nuisance.
He is indeed.
Now he is, but CS-wise they're very even. Like the Riki is still finding the farm, but it's just the pressure that's coming in from this Gyrocopter.
Chen's going to keep on yo-yoing the Riki back to lane, back to base, back to lane, trying to keep him healthy, but it's not a permanent solution. Meanwhile, down in the bottom lane, BZZ runs Aloha Dance down under the tower for first blood, and then gives it away himself. Meanwhile, the Rubik limping back to lane.
Even though you have this Broodmother, I think FlyToMoon have such an easier way to execute their lineup, where it's they move to an objective, DP plus Shaman, easy push. forZe, on the other hand, they need this Broodmother to be super fat and to try and force some pressure mid to alleviate some room for Gyro and Omni to find their farm and to really kind of itemize themselves to like fight this big death ball that FlyToMoon can very much muster.
Yeah. Can Brood walk over Mars wall?
No.
Okay. That's going to be a problem then. Anything to keep that Brood in and get vision on it, then that's going to be pretty fantastic. So yeah, I think this Mars against Brood is actually really advantageous for General. Meanwhile, BZZ gets killed off in the bottom lane. Yeah. Oof, time to focus up again. Need to get my observer hands out. Aloha Dance able to grab the bounty rune at the very least. Chu should grab the other one though. There's nothing Aloha Dance can do about this. He's just going to chase. Just wanted to watch him take it, I guess. Make sure that the Brood doesn't get it
right now.
Don't know.
It's like, damn, I can't farm anything. This Mars is just doing work.
Yeah, double damage Mars is just roaming around my jungle, not letting me do anything. 44-11 right now, but looking at that net worth, well, it's still a pretty similar story, unfortunately, for Gibkey. He's in trouble, and now the arena comes out. General is level 6, and look at this damage, my goodness! That is a spider crushed and torn apart. General is destroying this middle lane.
An excellent use of the tips there from Iceberg and Aloha Dance. Please, guys, if you ever want to use your tips correctly, you wait for your opponent to die in a position in which they shouldn't be dying. It really then sends it home the message that you just got outplayed.
Especially when they're sitting on a cliff waiting for the DD to end and think, all right, it's about to go. I can come down now, I'm sure. And then you immediately die. You know, that's extra tilting. That's
already a 3k gold lead at the start of this game. I think one of the issue with the Brood pick, even though it looks, oh, it's a nice, interesting pick, it's really hard to pull it off when there's the flexibility of your offlaner rotating into mid, and Ricky gets a little bit of pressure top. But yeah, like we saw it yesterday, they were able to put a Beastmaster mid. It fared okay, and then eventually I believe the Brood did win the game. This game is a different story. Your DP happily can play side lane. We saw Alliance play that during the previous tournament. They just played DP safe lane on Nico Baby. Like, it's not like it's a unnatural position for this hero to go in. And this is why you're seeing such a big lead right now. The early Omni Knight pick, it cannot pressure the likes of a ranged carry.
Yeah, it's some scary stuff. Meanwhile, Aloha Dance going down on the bottom lane, but he actually able to get off the Heavenly Grace just before those shackles come out onto him. So BZZ tanky enough for the time being, and now going for the TP out. Aloha Dance is not going to have the shackles for this one, so he's going to make his way to safety. Getting very close to death, though. Yeah, not the cleanest of getaways. Meanwhile, in the middle lane, though, they're going on to General, and General does get popped. They have the damage. They have that Maledict, which you talked about before. It is a good answer to the Mars, and it does do the work here in the middle lane.
That nearly was really good for Mars because he had the invis room bottled up. He was ready to get out, and then he realized, wait, I've got a Ricky on my team. Of course they've got detection. Damn it.
Thanks,
So
Ricky, idiot.
Actually getting the assist there due to his skill set.
What a screw up.
And this continued aggression.
BZZ baiting pretty hard down in the bottom lane at 19T, lashing the damage out onto the Death Prophet. 19T's got to be careful. The Ghosts are doing the work, and they actually turn around and get the kill. Oh dear, forZe. This isn't going the way they planned, and now FlyToMoon, he's going to get a second kill here on Iceberg. He gets himself the double in the bottom lane. Respect the exorcism. Respect the Ghosts.
The Siphon.
Oh yeah,
it's not.
Yeah.
I couldn't give it to hoots about your exorcism. It's the region, that tankiness of the Spirit Siphon. Level 4, always going to have at least 2 charges available. When they gank you at this stage of the game, it's normally be 2 to 3 heroes, so you're always going to be able to get the Siphons off. You have to respect it, and they didn't.
They certainly did not. Well, 5 kills and 5k gold advantage currently for FlyToMoon, as once again, it's just a complete same story as last game. Every single lane going in their favor.
Yeah, FlyToMoon showing that they're able to execute and also adapt quicker. And you saw it their laning matchups in the previous game, and also in this game, they've got the flexibility of their mid and safe lane. So, styling on forZe right now. We don't care about your pathetic little spider.
School desperately trying to get the pull, but yeah, they got to kill onto the little shaman at least.
And you can see this Jari, as soon as he hits 6, he's trying to be active. He's trying to make moves happen, but the issue here is you're playing into the Death Prophet lane, which means he can push out very quickly. The question is, will they be able to get the Coconut and Maledict off? Yes, they will.
They will, and this should be a Death Prophet. I don't think any amount of Spirit Siphons is going to save you from this, although I've been wrong before, and she is lasting a long time. And Siphons, it's not enough, though. They get the kill, but they get the return onto 19. And now they look over towards Vansco as well. He's in the trees. He's pretty low on HP, only 190, and now Vichin gets on top. He's going to get himself the double. So once again, this time they do get what they came for, but they just feed away so much in return that you just can't consider it to be worth it.
Yeah, that's the thing. You're trying to gank, like, Gyro cops to level 6, he wants to make moves. The issue is, Ricky gets to free farm top. You come to gank the Death Prophet, double siphon, super tanky, allows for the rotations to come in, which then means the Ricky gets the cleanup kills.
General.
The guy who got dumpstered in lane, General getting poked here and dying.
A little bit more than poked. I haven't seen anybody die from a poke in real life before, but I've definitely seen people die from this. And now Death Prophet, what is you doing, girl? She's going to throw a body onto the fire as well, and that's questionable, to say the least.
Yep.
Now, Gyrocopter, he's out of here as well.
Ricky just lapping up every little kill, like, yes, team, feed more, please. I'll happily come and snipe the final kill.
Yeah, he's coming into this one.
Yeah.
Said he needed a good laning phase, but...
General still trying to be aggressive here, playing as if it's still the first 5 minutes. Can't really be that aggressive. You have to respect the fact that laning phase has collapsed and people are going to want to move around the map. And General, Mars, as a hero, you're really not that tanky, buddy. Maybe if you had the Vlads to get that big lifesteal from your God's Rebuke, then sure. But right now, don't be across the river. wait for your team. Wait for that Chen to be next to you with the mechanism to make you a little bit tanky.
In the river as it was that time, you know, give him some credit. He wasn't across it. He was just having a little paddle. But yeah,
No paddling. This is a
no swimming. It's a no swim zone.
exactly. Yeah.
Meanwhile, BZZ does get dropped up in the top lane as Iceberg and Other Hard Dance continue their dance of death across the lanes. And VTune, he's trying to farm up the bottom lane, but 1910, he's sick of this little rat. He's just going to throw some rockets into his face, deal the DMGs.
Just look at the net worth. A Ricky that was tri-laned against a Gyrocopter Rubik Witch Doctor for 2 to 3 minutes, and then the Rubik then left. Like, he was under constant pressure, but due to that Chen TP, always be able to keep him healthy, let him go back to base, bring him back top, and then cleaning up 3-4 kills in a row. Well, 3 kills actually, to be specific. He's now top net worth. Like, you don't really see that from Ricky that often.
No, you don't.
He's loving life.
And is there anything I can do to defend this one? I mean, I feel like Chen alone isn't going to be able to really offer that much. But...
not at all.
Oh, right.
Bot lane, they can't push.
Top's gone.
Yeah, top's gone, bot, they can't push.
Yeah,
General, he was across the river, and he's perfectly fine because he's already running away.
Oh, bullwalk it. Oh, he went in the wrong direction. Fool. When you're stunned, of course, the bulwark does come down. Alosa getting skewered back by Chu, though, and oh my goodness, he is gone. The rat gets exterminated. Meanwhile, the Chen creeps keeping the Gyrocopter locked down, allowing Iceberg to come into this one, but I'm not sure he really wants much to do with it. And he does now think better of things and gets himself back. Meanwhile, Matt comes out from the Chen, trying to keep his little creepies alive. Will not be able to do so, though, as a spear is going to poach that Centaur and also skewer the Chen back, but a spear going back the other way. Spears at dawn seems to be the case here for forZe versus FlyToMoon. Yeah, despite the Rickies. Yeah. Strange play.
So what we learned from that engagement was, even though you're ahead, respect the hero that you are, and don't try and go in first. Ricky, invis hero, very squishy, has armor but not really HP, will die to any burst damage, be it Maledict, be it the Gyrocopter spells. So you really have to respect that. I think in this lineup, you want your DP, you want your Mars to go in front. Ricky then waits, gets the right moment, and then makes the jump. The fact that he was going in first, very much questionable. One little misplay, but as long as they don't string multiple misplays back to back, then FlyToMoon is still very much in the driving seat of this game.
They do need to be, though. I mean, that's kind of the nature of their draft, right?
Brood just completed the Diffusal Blade as well, so he's going to want to look to fight. Going for an early build, Medallion Diffusal. He understands that his team's under a lot of pressure, and if as a Brood he went for the greedier build, maybe going for the Ags first, he wouldn't do anything and his team would lose all map control before they could play anything. So getting that early Diffusal Blade, looking to try and maybe turn the tempo in their favor. Aloha just plowing his face into the spiders.
Dear.
Oh god.
Interesting strategy, doesn't pay off.
Rule 1 of Dota 2 against Bruno, respect the webs. Like, if you touch the web, boom, spiders come and connect, you're gone.
Oh, jumping in, and the TP over from the Ricky. This is going to be an easy pick-off onto Vanscore here. So they catch the man warding. VTune gets himself another one. Still trying to come online on this Ricky, and with this Diffusal Blade, he's going to start to pack a real punch. Now they look down towards bottom. General TP's in. There are 2 heroes nearby, 19 and BZZ, getting themselves out, shifting things into reverse, and it doesn't look like FlyToMoon are going to be quick enough to catch anybody. Or are they? BZZ playing around the shop, and in pretty bad position right now. As the spin nearly connects, but not quite, and BZZ will live from that. Meanwhile, Brood thinking of coming over, does want to show off this Diffusal Blade, but also want to get baited into a fight where nothing's going to happen. Needs to keep up the efficiency, right?
Yeah, for sure. The DP as well, if you look at her items, she's going for Medallion, needs to get a little bit of armor to offset the Broodmother Medallion, that's perfectly fine. And also the Mars going for the early Deso. Sometimes you see Aura builds, but actually
Snakes coming down. There's no way out. Gyrocopter, he's just stuck. Oh, never mind, he is able to break his way through from the Snakes. But Vanscore, not quite so lucky. He's going to get eaten up. Chu on the run as well. He's going for the TP out here. Is there anything to stop him? There's not. So Chu will survive as well. The Gyro getting out such little HP there, but still does survive. Does eat his way through the Serpent and get himself to safety.
The only saving grace here for Dire is the fact that they just used DP ult to go for a Witch Doctor kill. They couldn't convert that into a Gyro kill, and now they can't turn it into an objective. They can't go Roshan. They can't. They've got nothing to do on the map right now, so it's going to be continued farm. And for forZe, that's exactly what they want. So it might look bad, but in reality, that's actually really good for forZe. Especially with that Medallion they just got. They could have easily just done Roshan with DP ult, plus medallions.
Yeah.
Gibkey looking at mid
maybe
lane.
a little bit too getting carried away here. Meanwhile, yeah, I like this from Gibkey as well. Just like fake the aggression, go in pretty deep. Yeah, exactly. Like force them to not play the game they want to play. It's very frustrating for FlyToMoon.
My main concern is Omni Knight. When does he have a game? Like he's currently got mech tabbed in. Like the Chen has already got a mech. Like Omni on the other hand is like, oh guys, I just need another like 1100 gold, please. He's trying his best, but currently set up on mid lane. FlyToMoon with the invis rune.
Lift, throwback. They've got the Maelstrom down onto him. The Yule's going to buy him a little bit of time. Maybe some heroes can make their way over, but Iceberg, well, nice. Oh my goodness, the damage coming down. What on earth? The Siphon ability. It is just catching them off guard time and time again. And with that arena as well, 3 heroes thrown immediately into the bin. I want to see a fight recap there. I mean, it's all Mars, baby. It is all Mars.
He gets
2,500 damage done. Whew.
He's instantly stunned, maledicted, but then the Yules, dodging obviously the initial part of the Witch Doctor ultimate, not getting hit by the rocket, allowing him to then get down from the Yules, get a triple siphon off. You have to respect how tanky this hero is. It's insane that they keep trying to go for him.
Yeah.
Like, playing off, like, it's so hard to obviously catch the Riki because you need to have the right vision, the setup, the execution. But now they get Aegis, they plow into the jungle.
Out, FlyToMoon, he's out of here. Looks like Omni Knight's going to be heading the same way, and FlyToMoon now are hitting their timings, and then some heroes across the map are being destroyed every which way by FlyToMoon.
They're flying to a swift 2-0, honestly. These lads are just... Yesterday, they looked good, but they didn't look like this good. I don't know what happened between yesterday and today, but Christ.
Yeah, accurate. And now the multiple pushes coming out, clearing the creep waves at top, and then actually pushing in mid, with the Chen creeps helping out as well. Meanwhile, General giving it a bit of give the old moonwalk, boogieing down. Thankfully, 80 minutes into the game, it's not that likely to die on from bullwalking Mars at from a tier 2 tower, even if it is fortified.
Fortification.
Gibkey just trying so desperately to be a factor in this game. He's got a defusal. He's probably going to be heading into a BKB next, I would imagine. We'll see, though.
Look at it, but with this early Deso build on the Mars, sorry, it really allows for this push. Like, you pair that, look, all this damage, physical damage, siege, Deso hit, 10 armor hit tower, it's melting.
Yep, but unfortunately, as is the Mars though, as he gets lifted up, thrown back, he's got the Magic on him as well, so no chance of surviving this one, but he will get a kill just before he goes down here. He's trying to live, but that's not going to happen. But meanwhile, they have managed to get one return kill to BGT, and it looks like Brood might be in a similar amount of trouble as they'll finish the job as well. Heals comes down, they grab that one, so only a kill into General. It's going to cost them 1, 2, 3 heroes now, as VTune jumps up to the high ground. It's a triple kill for Iceberg, and the Exorcism is still running. These towers are still falling, will finally end, but they don't even need it. They've got the right click damage. General actually buying back, coming back in for this one, thanks to the Chen's recall ability and allowing them to finish off this top barracks and then go straight in towards mid as well. vanSkior can but watch as buildings are getting destroyed one by one.
How does forZe fire right now? They don't have Witch Doctor ult, no cooldown, Brood's dead. Even if he buys back, he's kind of like a creep. Like, you don't even need ultimates on FlyToMoon right now to fight them. That is the benefit of being 13k off. It's quite the start to this game.
Yeah, but Mars, he's once again taking a lot of hits here. He's got the Maldic on him, and I think he might just tick away as 19 comes in deep. But once again, they trade 2 heroes for it. BZZ and vanSkior do go down, and they're looking for 2 as well, and they're going to find it. But now, Gibkey turning up to this one, doesn't really have any items to throw for it, but Ju's just going to throw in the towel. They realize that his gyrocopter is gone. There's nothing they can do to save him. The GGs are thrown down, and in a total time of 37 minutes, FlyToMoon will end this series. Between this game and the last game, that is the total amount of gameplay we had. Goodness gracious.
You gotta give it to FlyToMoon. They really just turned up today and made sure that they had to win their series, right? So they got 2 series left to play. This was one of the 2. They needed to get a 2-0 to gain those points. Now they get 3 points from this victory, putting them at 11, just above forZe, who is on 9, which means, guess what? FlyToMoon are in a strong position to qualify to the LAN. The only thing that can happen now, which can disrupt their qualification, is their game against aggressive mode tomorrow. If aggressive mode beat Winstrike 2-0, then it's basically set up for the decided match tomorrow, where it's FlyToMoon versus aggressive mode, who can get to the LAN final.
Yeah.
But if aggressive mode lose their next series, then yeah, it's going to be very hard. I think, yeah, FlyToMoon really putting themselves in a strong position to decide their own fate in this qualification.
Absolutely. Well, that series, it was not expected to be that close. That one-sided.
Nope.
But Jesus, FlyToMoon. I mean, they wanted it. I spoke especially on this Death Prophet, 2 knockout performances on this hero, and when he wants something, I guess he's going to go out and get it. But that's going to put FlyToMoon in a great position, as you say, to qualify for this event. And forZe, well, they are more or less going to be the first team. Not guaranteed, almost guaranteed to be 5th, 6th. So yeah,
Yep.
not looking ideal for them right now. And
not at all.
yeah, that's going to be it from this series. And next up, our final series of the day already coming up is going to be Cyber Legacy versus Aggressive Mode. And that game's going to be coming up in about 15 minutes or so. So sit tight, relax, enjoy some ads, enjoy some jams, and we'll see you very shortly for that final series of the day. My name's Nomad. He's been TeaGuvnor. We'll see you very soon.